Hello, hello, welcome. Can I have your attention, please? There you go. Can you guys hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, audio is working. Great. So, guys, welcome everybody to the July Indienomicon and Orlando Virtual Reality crossover meetup.
Woo!
Yeah. Cool. If you guys don't know what Indienomicon is, we are the local indie game dev community. We've been around 5 years, bringing people together and showcasing indie games because we love indie games. And Orlando Virtual Reality has been around almost just as long, advocating for virtual reality innovation and technology in the mixed reality space. We got a great lineup for you guys today. Tons of two speakers with very unique topics in virtual reality and marketing, community development. We have a slew of indie games back there, so I'm sure if you guys were able to get your hands on some of them, pretty awesome stuff. So first, we're going to get started with some words from our supporters, because without our supporters, we would not be here doing this for you guys today. So, if you guys haven't already, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Indienomicon. There you can catch updates from all of our events and basically the pulse of what's happening here in Orlando in the tech scene. So, first sponsors, where we're housed. These guys have given us a home, and it's the Orlando Game Space. So if you guys are growing your company, growing your team, and you need some office space, well, the Orlando Game Space is right here on 421 East Robinson Street, right in front of Lake Eola, and it's an awesome space. You get to work side by side with game developers, virtual reality teams, marketing companies, software development guys. It's just a great space to be. So they are accepting registrations, and if you guys are interested, talk to me, talk to Kunal. Kunal, you want to put your arm up back there? Yep, there you go. Or Chad. Yeah, there you go. They are staples at the Orlando Game Space. Like the wallpaper, kind of. And at the Game Space, we are also doing something new and exciting, a development series for those who are interested in learning industry skills. And we got two really exciting programs. One of them is, I think this is the third time we do this, an audio series by our friend Ryan Stunkel. Ryan, you want to come down here and say a few words? Let's give him a round of applause.
Hey guys, what's up? So my name is Ryan Stunkel. I'm a AAA sound designer who have worked on probably 10 plus video games, and in this series we are going to all make a sound effect together. Kunal was there last time, Skitch over there was there last time, and basically what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a sound effect from the video game. Last time we took Mark's shield break from Smash Bros, and we're going to be recreating it from scratch. And we used a wine glass, a plastic bag, and what else did we use? A bow for a violin, and with all that and a microphone, we were able to recreate the sound from scratch. We have a table over there in the corner on your way out if you guys would like to pick up a form or learn more about it. But this is actually an incorrect date. It'll be on July 28th. That'll be on the official form. But if you guys would all like to join in, just feel free to grab a flyer on the way out. Or maybe sign up with the URL below, and it should be a 3-hour class where we create it all together, and it's a really good time if you guys are interested. Anyways, thank you so much. Enjoy.
So we will have the official date on our Facebook and Twitter, so disregard this. We're also
July 28th.
July 28th. What's that? What date is that, guys? July 28th. Yeah, okay. So we're doing our first time doing a visual effects class, and our teacher, I think they're teaching in the crowd here, yep, Alex Cortez. There you go, Alex. Alex is doing a basically technical art course, and I guess the one thing I want to kind of say about the development series is for $30 you're getting a 3-hour course, a crash course, and you're walking away with something tangible, something you can put on your resume, something you could show to a potential employee or employer, excuse me, and that $30 can get you a job that's going to pay you 10 times more than that, 100 times more than that. So think about that. Come check out the Dev Series. We only put you in front of the most experienced people to teach you the topics. So another big shout out to the Melrose Center. They've been the home for Indienomicon since the beginning. And they do so much to support us. And on top of that, look at this great facility that we're in, all 100% free with a library card. So VR labs, audio engineering, all that. Come talk to Jose downstairs, and he'll be able to kind of give you a walkthrough of what else the Melrose Center can offer you. And without further ado, I want to bring up one of our biggest supporters, David Glass from Orlando IX.
How's everybody doing? Good. We got some devs in the house for games and VR AR. Anybody working on some cool projects?
Yeah.
All right, so we have an opportunity for you guys to showcase some of those projects at Orlando IX. We're the area's, really the South Sea's largest event showcasing creators of video games, AR, VR, digital arts. Our next event is August 17th and 18th. That's a Friday. So Friday night we've got a kickoff, and then Saturday is our expo, which is really popular. To showcase, as I mentioned, games, your VR projects, have other developers interact with them, have the community app interact with them, and demo those, and also executives and potential investors. We've had a large turnout of folks from Disney and Universal, and folks from Los Angeles that have come out and work in content distribution and things like that. You never know who you're going to run into. So it's a really great opportunity. If you're working on something, even if it's not a live in the market product, but it's in beta and you just want to get feedback on it, it's a great opportunity to showcase that to potentially hundreds of people all in one day. So there's a lot of value in being part of our program. Our registration fee starts at $75, and you can have up to 8 team members and attend all of the activities of the event. So there's a tremendous value. We sell our Pro Pass by itself for just $149. So you get a table, you get your team members, you get a whole day of exposure. So I just want to put it out there that it's coming up in 6 weeks. We've got about 20 spaces left, so if you want to sign up, I urge you to go up on our website, orlandoix.com /indie, and you can sign up there. Are there any students here that are working on any projects? No? If you're working on something, students can exhibit at no charge. The only difference in the URL is just go to orlandoix.com /students, and you can sign up if you've got an active project that you're working on. Any questions? We'd love to see you out there. We're coming up, and it's hard to believe August is next month, so it's coming up. So definitely get signed up. If you have any questions, I'll stick around for a little bit. Happy to answer those. So
Thanks.
Thanks. Cool.
Indienomicon will also be at Orlando IX, and I think OVRs will be there as well. You guys going to come out some sort of Lipo Labs? I'll put you on the spot a little bit. Hey, they'll be there. You'll see them. Yeah, it's a great value. 8 tickets for $75. If you're working on anything, add this to your list of things that you need to do. Register. It's been a huge value for my company at Indienomicon just to be a part of such a large event. So without further ado, we're going to bring up our first indie spotlight here. So Joe, come on down.
Okay, let me thank Bobby for allowing me to show off a little bit tonight. My name is Joseph. I'm from TBA Games, and I'm pretty excited here to tell you about a new game that we've been working on. TBA Games has been around since 2013. We go back to almost the before 4 times of Indienomicon out here. We've published a number of different games. Our flagship game is a simulation for PCs and Mac called Perry Arian, where you create a sustainable colony on Mars. We've also gone into the mobile market too. We've released a couple of games, notably Pet Rock 2, which is a planet simulator, and also a game called GeoSync, which are fun little casual games based on science, so you can learn a little bit, or you can just have fun playing those. Kunal is very fond of talking about how Orlando and Indienomicon is becoming like an incubator for small independent developers like myself. We've been fortunate that 2 of our team members have moved to LA to pursue different opportunities in gaming, and I'll tell you the story about how this game came about a little bit. But what it allowed us to do was meet a singer-songwriter called Harry Grip. You might know him from a band that he fronts called Nerf Herder. They did the theme for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They also wrote a song you can play in Rock Band called That Girl at the Video Game Store. In addition to being an Emmy Award-winning singer-songwriter, he also has a fondness for pets and creative projects, and he got in touch with us through a mutual friend. And we kind of pitched this idea about one of his existing songs called Guinea Pig Bridge. And what we came up with was a clever little puzzle game where you try to get your pig from one side of the river to another by building pieces for the bridge along the way. And what I'm going to do is show you a little bit is our trailer. We're on pace to hit our launch date next week. We've already submitted for both Android and iOS approval. So let me go ahead and show you this video right here.
It's the Guinea Pig Bridge game from TBA Games and Perry Grip. Utilizing the latest Guinea Pig Bridge technology, conveniently and safely. It's free! Available right now for Apple and Android phones. Yeah! It's cute and fun! Guinea Pig Bridge.
And here's 2 of our team members right here, Cameron and Erica, with one of the guinea pigs that we actually did some modeling on. Great thing about this game, as you heard in the trailer, it's completely free. We don't have any ads. If you want to go ahead and get all the costumes and all the guinea pigs unlocked right away, we'll be happy to take your money. But it's a free game out there that you'll be able to play again on Android and iOS out there. We'll have 20 levels to start with. As they go up in difficulty, then we're going to have another set of 10 levels coming up very shortly after that. We made it fun for all ages out there, so you can play with your kids. You can play it, a little bit at a time. It'll save your progress out there. And it's something that is a little bit different than what we've done before, but it should be something that you guys can really get into. We'll be able to demo that back over there, right by the big screen out there for you guys on both the phone and the PC, so there'll be no waiting out there. And if you guys would like to find out exactly when we're launching, you can sign up for our email list out here. We'll also have this information on one of the little flyers we'll have both at the front and in back. So you can sign up, and as a thank you, you'll be able to get a code that unlocks one of the unique guinea pig costumes out there. As you can see, it's kind of based off of our space theme out there. We put them in a little spacesuit out there. So very happy, and hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado, we'll hand it back to Bobby.
Thank you, Joe. We got a few other games out here. As you guys saw, we have 4 projects, which for us usually we only get 2, but man, we have a lot of indie games coming through Orlando, so why not show them all? Next up, we got a video from Convention Simulator. Prevention Simulator, everybody. Now that you'll have that song stuck in your head for the rest of your life. Let's give a round of applause to Chad Hoover and Continuum Studios showing off their game Smash City. All right, Chad, you can stay over there. It's all good.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Smash City is a virtual reality multiplayer PC video game in which players compete between destroying or saving a city full of helpless civilians.
Following the footsteps of 1980s arcade hit Rampage, Smash City pits the invading VR player monster, capable of growing 50 times in size, against PCs who fight back with the city's military arsenal.
By mixing popular game features from previous genres with virtual reality and multiplayer, Smash City provides a fun, casual, yet not gimmicky gaming session.
It's definitely raising the bar.
And in our game, you're actually in a miniature city. You start out as the size of an FPS player, but you can actually grow to 50 times the size.
What is created called the dollhouse effect, and it's our ability to create a sense of scale and size.
When you do that, you find yourself sitting in a city, and the tower that was once way over your head may now be as tall as your ankle.
So when you're looking through the VR headset, you'll be able to see the world in a much different perspective.
Like, it's really fun with like the giant skyscrapers, because you can like climb up the buildings and like break into buildings and take out the people and eat them.
You can move the furniture where you want to. You can blow up everything. Less than 1% of the games on the Steam market are VR capable and multiplayer capable. What we're trying to do is actually get more players involved so that you can have multiple commanders against a single VR person.
So one player plays in PC, and the other person plays in headset.
It's more of one versus many.
So a cat and mouse style type game.
When you take off the goggles, you realize that you put a few dents in the wall, and that's really the best you know.
Sweet. Majority of the time, you guys normally see me up behind the stage, like Bobby, talking about Indienomicon, but this evening I'm talking about the next game that we've been working on. So for the last couple of years, we've been working on some internal projects, and for the last 6 months, we've been really crunching inside a side project built in VR. A few buddies of mine this past Christmas made a game that really I was enthralled with, and I love the idea of having two people play at the same time. When you play a lot of VR games, you don't get that. And so we crunched and thought about what we could do from an IP perspective, and so you see similarities of games like Rampage and that type of thing, and so we were able to accomplish it. And so we are back on the big screen back there. You probably heard the helicopter flying around and that type of thing. So I recommend you checking out a couple things to keep in mind. This Kickstarter, we're going to go live in August. And so you can actually go to our website, continuum-studio.com, go to the projects page, go to Smash City, and sign up for a mailing list. And so you can get notifications as well as check through social media and that type of thing. So we're really excited for it. I guarantee you guys will be as well. So please take 5 minutes of your time and check us out after presentations. Thanks.
Chad. So I've been playing Smash City since they conceptualized it, and I have put dents in the walls. They weren't lying about that. So without further ado, we got our community unicorns here, Steamroller. Steamroller in the house. Too glad you come on down.
My name is Keith Lackey. I'm one of the founders of Steamroller Studios. If you guys don't know who we are, we're a mid-sized company about 45 minutes northwest of here. We have about 50 people and we're growing really quickly. One of the things that we've just recently endeavored on is opening a new division called Steamroller Tech. We partner with Phil here from Outhouse to start this new division. That's one of the things that we're up here wanting to announce is that we're actually looking to hire a lot of Unity and Unreal people. So if you guys are interested, come talk to one of us after the show. We're demoing our a build that we have of Deadwood, which is one of our Intimo IPs on the table back there. So yeah, come by, step by. Cool. Thanks, guys.
When is Steamroller release date for Deadwood? Question mark.
Oh.
all right. Well, we'll leave that one for another day. I'd like to invite our first speaker, Jay Robb, talking about community management. Come on down, Jay.
This is my pretty voice. Hopefully. Unless it's obnoxious. Can you guys hear me from back here? Can you hear me here?
Yep.
Am I better here? Alright. And it's the top one, correct?
Arrows.
Arrows. Okay. So I am a community manager. If you guys don't know what a community manager is, basically I do all of the PR, marketing, social media, this type of stuff. So I've worked with a lot of different indies in regards to like how do we talk to people, how do we reach out to people, how do we market our games. The big issue with indies, and we all struggle with this, is that we don't market our games. We wait till we finish our games, and then at the very end, once we're ready to push it out, that's when we focus on marketing. That's when we put our last ditch effort into it. And the issue is that we don't have the budget to do that. The issue is you can't make money to market your games without selling the games, so we don't have any money from that, and you need marketing to sell the games. We get into this terrible aspect is that you don't have the ability to, let's just put it, is that nobody knows your game. They don't know how to find you. They don't know how to reach out to you. You think that there's all these YouTubers, all these streamers that are making a massive market for Twitch and YouTube, and how many of them know about your game? Like really, is the biggest market now is we have this thing where influencing marketing is the biggest pot right now. All of these AAAs are switching to influencing marketing, and the people that can use it the most, that finally have the advantage, is you guys. Because influencing marketing is about making relationships with people. It's about finding people who love to play your games and then allowing them to spread out. I'm going to skip that. Here's a little chart. Since Facebook started, the usage has been increasing massively. So what is that? Is that we had these big marketing budgets from AAAs that were putting money into Facebook, that were putting money into Twitter for all of these marketing campaigns. And for the first time in 2018, it's finally dropping. It's because ad revenue is not doing its purpose anymore. People are not focusing on Facebook, they're not focusing on Twitter because they understand that it's now just a marketing platform for people to sell things to you. Is how relevant is the stuff that's being put on your posts from your friends? They're all liking commercials from Tide and other things that don't relate to you. You're no longer building that relationship with your friends. You're just seeing who's the next marketer that's pushing stuff for you. Games like Darkest Dungeon, Warframe, even Super Bowl are now focusing on the influencing marketing. We have celebrities. We have Chris Pratt that was marketing for a beer commercial. People like Warframe actually went to like TwitchCon and all of the big convention centers and actually had a company that was going and meeting with all of the influencers, things like Swiftdoor and the major YouTubers and streamers, and they were going to them and they were engaging them, and that was their focusing on the market. They put money into that. Darkest Dungeon, the success of that indie game was they partnered up with like 5 or 10 major streaming teams and worked with them to basically blitz for the 3 days before they release their game for them to play it non-stop. So they had 3 days of going 24 hours straight with people just playing their game. So like I said, now more than ever, you have the resources that are able to reach out to these people. And you are an influencer yourself. The thing is exposure versus sales. Getting a large streamer is not as important as you think it is. Because what is happening is that once they get over 200 current viewers, they no longer are relating personally to their user base. So the people that are generally buying your games are the ones that have 25 to 75 or 175 viewers on them. So these are the people that you want to market to. It's not these huge guys. It's these small guys that have these small communities that they trust, that they're relying on. It's like, hey, if I can get this small guy on board, then all of their community is going to focus up to them. So you need to start spending your time on these small guys. It really is about how many people you can put your hands on. And how do you want to start building it? You want to start getting in relationships with them now. Not when your game is finished, not as you're working on it. This is the moment that you want to start working with these people. Because when you get to the end, I've worked with 4 or 5 different indies that we tried this. We get the game done, finish it, and then at the very end, we're trying to reach out to these streamers, we're trying to reach out to these YouTubers, we're trying to reach out to the press, and they're like, oh, where'd you come from? Who are you? What is your thing? And you don't have the time to reach out to them at that point. You need to start selling your ideas and start selling who you are as a brand, and then as soon as they get the interest in it, get their email, move on to the next person. I have a streamer, and I'll give you an example, is that I go into a stream every single day, and he's like, oh cool, you're developing a game, you're doing this game, and when it came time for me to release that game, he didn't stream my game. And I'm like, hey, what's the deal? It's like, oh, I was busy. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Your relationship with them, as soon as you get them engaged, you need to start moving to the other people, because streamers and YouTube are very fickle in that regard. Is that sometimes they're feeling your game, sometimes they're not, and it's a very moody process, so you need to reach out to multiple people. Like I said, games like Warframe and Darkest Dungeon are using streamer teams, so you can connect to those teams. Streamers and YouTubers now are part of these organizations that they're working with. If you can reach out to their leadership, you can reach out to like 20 to 50 different YouTubers or streamers all at the same time. So you're definitely getting the most bang for your buck, essentially. So what can you do to be different? One of the things that I feel is a very untapped market is Twitch extensions. How many of you are familiar with Twitch extensions? Okay, we have 2 people in here. Essentially, what Twitch extensions does, it allows the streamer to engage their users through these apps that are on their streaming platform. Streamers are looking for ways to engage their user base. You guys have the ability to fill that need. There is maybe like 25, 30 different extensions right now. So not many people are doing it, but then all these streamers have like 5 or 6 extensions that they're running all at the same time. You also have to understand what can you offer. You guys have a monumental, you guys are influencers yourself. Having a YouTuber or having a streamer that has maybe 15 viewers, and you say, hey, I want to post a Twitter post about you streaming my game, that can mean the world to them. You have a network of people that are playing your games that want to, and they're looking to engage those people. So if you are promising them, hey, I've got this amount of user base, you also have something to bring to the table. Don't go up to them and be like, hey, it's like, can you do my game? I know that it's a small game, but I need help. You have something to offer. You guys are amazing. I've seen your games. They're cool, they're great, and you have the ability to do stuff like extensions for your games that will get them engaged. And you have Facebook, Twitter, and these posts that you can promise them that they want as well. So you have something to offer. Different services that I have, can say. Thundercloud. It is amazing. It essentially allows you to make a trending tweet or something trending on Facebook by having everybody agree to post one tweet or one Facebook post at the same given time. So you know how you see these like trending tags in Twitter? How they get them is most of the time from Thundercloud, because they are the ones that are creating the trend. You can actually create trends. It's like I've had this one up at the top, Yadagrasu Attack on Cataclysm, had 422 people with social reach of 133,000. Our Exprogenesis, this stream that I helped with a streamer, had even lower supporters, but had almost the same exact social reach. So you doing these types of campaigns, you would be surprised at who's following you that can actually make your social reach huge. This is essential for when you're releasing your game, is to create a thunderclap, get people behind it. All it requires is them to have 100 people. And then you have a trend on Facebook or Twitter that people are seeing. It's like, what is all these like 100 different tweets that are all happening at once? Quick thing, should we still use social media with it declining? Yes. Twitter and Facebook still have the cake, so do that. Even though Facebook kind of screwed us over with the changes, groups are now benefiting from their changes. If you want to advertise on Facebook, start with groups. Because groups right now are what Facebook is focusing on, and that is what they're going to push, so you should follow it around. Why I said Facebook did drop, Instagram is where they're taking their numbers. Instagram is very high easy, you just throw up images and you're able to market to people, and people like and reshare. It's a very easy market to get into, so I highly suggest Instagram. Twitter is coming out with a new thing, Twitter Primo. So essentially, rather than you paying for people clicking on your content, Twitter came out with this thing. It's like, hey, we're going to do right now it's $100 a month, where they're just going to promote a set of all of your tweets. So they're promoting you now as a brand rather than as a campaign. How that impacts you is that allows you to build up your network so that you're not going to get that loss once they start. Once your campaign ends, you're still going to have those people, because those people are engaging as you as a brand that is being promoted rather than you as a campaign. Quick helpful tools, just as a final thing. So #FindMe allows you to kind of search for hashtags that are related to you. And all the users, the top users who use them. It's essential. I use it for all of my Twitter campaigns because it helps me find out who's the people that are relevant and then what are the hashtags that are relevant for me. You need to start scheduling tweets. Buffer, Crowdfire, TweetDeck, RecurPost. They're all excellent tools. Most of them have a free package that you can use to be able to impact so that you're making sure that you're posting on a concurrent basis. They also have tools to show you when to best to post. Generally between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning and 4 and 5 o'clock at night is, for most indies, is where we get the most bang for our bucks on Twitter. Those tools will be able to show you where you should post and when you should post and how you should post. Analytics on Twitter, please use. It shows you what you are doing bad and what you're doing good. It's built into Twitter. All you have to do is click on the drop down for your username, pick analytics, and it brings you so much of a wealth of information that I know a lot of you don't even realize that you have those analytic tools. You do. They're all right there built into Twitter. Final word. Social media is an art. It's like some things work, some things don't. It really is a matter of, hey, start throwing stuff out there, see what fits, use analytics to figure out what is working for you and what isn't. Because what's going to work for somebody else and what is going to work for you is going to be different, because you guys are aiming at people that are just as indie as you are. you bring in niche markets, and so those niche people are going to react differently. If you have somebody that comes up to you and is like, hey, I can market your game and I can do this for you and I can do this for you and I can do this for you and get these results, if they're saying this is their key plan to get it done, no, is that while it may have worked in the past for them, it may not work for you. So you have to be very careful about that. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Well, guys, we're going to have some time for Q&A with the speakers as soon as we get our last presentation done. So hold your questions till that time. Our second speaker, Michael Waits from Styly, and he'll talk about Styly as a product and what his company is doing to really innovate the VR realm. So let's give Michael a round of applause.
Okay, hey, I'm Michael. I'm with, so Psychic VR Lab is the company I'm with. It's a Japanese company, and I'm here to talk about how to create VR, especially for those of you who haven't made it before, and particularly those interested in more art and music, and fashion, and the kind of creative VR. So the reason it's called Psychic VR Lab is we want VR to be this, or we believe VR will be this tool where by sharing each other's imaginations, if everyone can create VR, then we can enter each other's imaginations in a way and thereby understand each other, giving it a sort of psychic power. And Styly is a tool that we've created to try to help achieve this. So there's different parts of reality, and one big part of it that we ignore, usually we think of reality as everything is outside of us, the world, but everything inside of here, this inner world, this imagination is very much reality also, and we all have this consciousness, and if we can take this and bring more of it out into the world, see that, the way some people already are doing, some creatives, some artists, some people, then it'll be a more magical, more beautiful world. So there's two parts to reality. There's this subjectivity, this inner world of imagination, this private. We treat it as not real. It's just this thing in our dreams. And then we get back into the real world with science and facts and everything public. And whether you realize or not, these two worlds have always been mixing together. People have been taking their stuff in here and putting it out into the real world. But it's only the people with certain powers or money or talents who have been able to do that. Luckily, with things like Instagram and cameras and WordPress and some of these tools, more people can do that. But with VR, with gaming, we don't really have that yet. So someone made this. Someone made the movie. So, and then, like at Disney, I went to Disney World yesterday. So I came from Tokyo, but I conveniently arrived a day early so I could check out Disney World. And I was just, the whole time I was just feeling, this is virtual reality. This is not real. I'm immersed in this different land. And it looks hot. The graphics are awesome. The lighting is great. It feels awesome. And so we were able to enter Walt Disney's imagination, or whoever created each of these attractions, these people's imaginations, and we love it. We pay for it. We pay lots of money for it. And when people play your games, they're entering your imagination. But that's still like a really small percentage of the population. The creator population is fairly small. So you have something like this, something different in your head, and it's not just here, people all around the world of different demographics and different lifestyles. If we can sort of get into their mind, that would be a really cool thing, and that would make VR a lot more fun, the way YouTube is fun, the way the internet is fun. So how can we make our imagination visible to others? We have to create something, and that's kind of the problem. There's all these obstacles like tools and resources and skills, and we can't all be artists. And so what we all believe we have this sort of special imagination as something inside of us to bust out, but we just never get the chance, we never get the tools, the resources, and so all of that awesome world. Like, it had Walt Disney die when he was like a kid or something, or he just didn't have the tools or the money or something. We want to have all that, a Disney World, or Disney movies, or nothing like that. And so there's, each person has the capability to have all of that, something done to that scale, but it's just going into the ground or somewhere. So many tools have existed for centuries, but most of us don't know how to use them. It's not intuitive. And even our VR tools, I'm not saying it's going to be this magic little brush and can make anything you want. Like when you're dreaming, this happens. You sleep and then your imagination just paints in front of your eyes and you're walking through it, and it's so pure, instant creation and it's instant VR. You're just making it and you're consuming it and it's awesome, but you can't share it and you can't record it. But so it's not going to be to that level, but we want to get in this direction to start this trend or go along with it. Also, art has not been very easy to share through all of history because, physical limitations. We don't have transportation or mass communication. And then a lot of the art's just 2D, 3D, which is great, but it doesn't capture that richness and vastness of what's actually in here, the things you experience when you're dreaming or imagining. So technology has been making a lot of this easier and increasing the number of artists in this world as time goes by. And I'll go through a few of these technologies. I did not ride that ride at Magic, at Epcot, and then I made this and I was riding that ride. There's a ride at Epcot that kind of does something similar. This goes through the technology. Like, oh, that's my presentation. So anyway, one of the original technologies was language. That allowed us to get some of this out by talking to each other, telling stories, singing, communicating basically. And that was the beginning of virtual reality in a way. Then, with the printing press, other technologies arose, other things like books and newspapers and magazines. So, via the ability to share what's inside of us on a mass scale. Not as big as it is now, but that's still something. That's a big jump. And then with electricity, we were able to get radios and TV and movies. And now we have a moving picture of what's inside of here. It's a video, it's audio. And so that gave rise to new kinds of entertainments and new art forms. And then with the personal computer, and then we got video games and graphic design software like Blender and these game engines like Unity and Unreal. And the internet led to even wider spreading of all of this. And then with social media, like you guys talked about before, it's easy to share all this, but still the creation is not easy enough. So it's gotten easier, but before you take, I don't know who did this, some people took pictures, and then now anyone can take pictures and they use Instagram to share those pictures, and it's a really great thing, because if you go to Instagram, you can see people using all over the world, and you can see what all kinds of people are seeing. And so you can see that objective outer world of anywhere in the world. Yeah, you can see the perspective of how they took the picture, and maybe they put some text on it or something. So you get to see a little bit of what's in here. But Instagram is more about seeing what's out here and kind of blending it with your personality, but still, it's not bringing this out. So we need stuff like that. Websites, before you had the code, now you can use things like WordPress, and that's improved that. Making video games, before you had to do something, I don't even know, actually drawing on the paper and putting that in the computer somehow and using some codes probably don't even exist anymore. And now you can just use these game engines. So creation has gotten easier, but it's still not easy enough, and not everyone can do it. Not everyone can make a game. I mean, they can, but they have to spend the time to learn the game engines. They have to do a little bit of work. With our tool, you also have to do a little bit of work, but we're trying to make it a little bit easier, open things up to more people. Another problem is it's still largely trapped in 2D, 3D. Virtual reality has not really caught on yet, and we don't have enough tools for making it. Okay, so yeah, I was actually at a conference in Toronto a few weeks ago, and there was another guy who spoke a couple days before me, and his presentation was almost just like this. He was just trying to connect virtual reality with culture and psychedelics and civilization and all these magical things. And then it stopped, and then we met, and I'm like, hey, check out my presentation. So this is the sort of second half of the presentation, and this is the tool we have. Styly is basically a VR content creation tool. It's non-coding, and it's non-coding in the deep sense of it requires no background knowledge. It's a pretty simple user interface.
The library will be closing in 5 minutes. Please proceed.
It runs on any of the PCs or Macs as long as it's 64-bit, so you can't do it on your phone, and you can't do it on a tablet, but it pretty much works on any PC. I can do it in English. So yeah, it's all the browser basically, so you just need to use Google Chrome would be the best option. That's going to be the most reliable, but you can try using Safari. Firefox I wouldn't really recommend, but it's all in the browser, and it's completely free. It's cloud-based, and so because it's cloud-based, it's easy to access, and it hooks up to all the devices. So any VR headset, fixed reality, Rift, standalone headsets, a bunch of them, it works on all of those. So basically you're creating in the browser, and then you're watching in a VR. And then there's a bunch of assets already there, right there in the browser, and then you can also import 3D models and all of these things from various other sources and put it all together in one place. So basically provide this space, this virtual real estate where you can put all of your media, videos, 3D models, music, and putting it into one space, and then be able to quickly enter that into VR. We're focusing more, less so on gaming, more on the creative things, or art, music, fashion, art, music, fashion. This is kind of the stuff you would make with this. So another thing I realized when I was going through some of the rides at Disneyland yesterday is I think this feels like a real life Styly. What I mean by that is Styly's not very interactive yet. It's more of a, like when you're going through Splash Mountain, you're looking at the stuff, and ooh, that's cool. You're traveling through this magical land. So Styly, you're creating this magical land, and then you're basically walking around it, and that's sort of the interactiveness of it. So that's fun. That's fun to see something a little magical, beautiful. Some music, fashion. How to create in Styly. Like I said, you create in the web browser, and then you view it in the headset. You will have to download an app from Steam to get that running. That might be a little confusing for you, because you're making it, it's not web VR, you're creating in the web, but web VR is just not strong enough yet, or for whatever reason, we need that Steam application to power it, so that's the one download you will have to do if you want to experience the VR. If you just want to create it, you can create it right here on any computer. And just a website, if you just type in Styly also, that will let you get there. I can also send this presentation to anyone if they want it. Pretty basic layout. This is what will pop up once you log in. Your scenes are here, your assets. Assets just means all of the stuff that you want to put aside, 3D models, etc. And then publish, when you click the publish button, that's when it'll be shareable and anyone can, with the link, can access it. And then some shortcuts over here. Get some keyboard shortcuts to teach you how to get around the scene. But it's pretty simple. There's only a few buttons. No hidden menus or anything. And that's what we want to achieve. If you click on this Assets tab, then you'll get, this will pop up, and you just click on what you want. 3D models, images, Instagram, music, video. It says book, it's PDFs, but they come in the form of books. So if you click on here, there will already be a lot of 3D models here. Google Poly's linked up, and some other things are as well. But if not, you can import 3D models from SketchUp, Blender, Mixamo, Maya, all the 3D modeling tools. There's a Unity plugin, so you can import stuff from Unity, link up your Instagram, bring in other pictures, and YouTube videos, and music, SoundCloud, or MP3s. You can search 3D models using Google Poly, which is a library or database of a bunch of 3D models that anybody has made and just put it into Google. There's some skies and grounds. So basically I've gone through these tabs right here. Basically you just click on it and then you would just pop into the scene. Now you'd have a blue background if you clicked on that blue sky, and then if I clicked on this, then that girl would be there. So there's 3D models here, some
The
filters.
library is now closed. We thank you for visiting and hope to see you again soon. La biblioteca está cerrada. Gracias por su visita y esperamos poder verlo pronto.
If you want to import some 3D models, say you have your own or you found them somewhere else on the internet, then you can import those using you see the file formats there: FBX, OBJ, SketchUp. There's a lot of the file formats work, FBX, and then so you can create and import your own assets using these 3D modeling tools. And if you're not 3D modeling yet anyway, these are just some cool tools to know anyway. You don't need to learn these necessarily, but yeah. You can download and import them from already existing libraries like Sketchfab and Unity Asset Store, that kind of thing. And then, like I said, you can import images, videos, music, etc. When you want to upload an image, that's fairly intuitive. Just click on select, get that in there, link up your Instagram. You can insert some music. There's a toolbar directly in there where you can search SoundCloud and pop that music into there, or insert some MP3s from your computer. Like SoundCloud and Instagram, there's also a tab there, toolbar where you can search the URL or the keyword in YouTube and put that into there, and then you can select the screen, whether you want to be 360 screen or some different shape. PDFs. And then, because we're focusing on sort of simple user interface, non-coding, anybody can create VR type of thing, we've limited the number of functions to just a few. Basically, once I put that 3D model or something into the scene, it's just going to start somewhere, and then you can move it around, set the position, rotate it, and scale it. So those are the basic 3 things you can do right now. Move it, rotate, scale. If you want to do more animations or interactions and that kind of thing, currently you can't do that directly within Style. You'll have to import that from somewhere like Unity. So there's a Unity plugin, and with that, you can bring some richer things into it if you like. One catch with that is it doesn't support coding, so you have to use these visual scripting tools like Playmaker, Mechanim, the shaders, all of that works. And then when you want to view what you've made, it works on all the headsets. Basically, you just go to Steam and download the Styly app. It'll currently say coming soon for some of these devices. It hasn't been updated yet, so don't worry. It works on the Rift, it works on the Vive, it works on the mixed reality. It works on the standalone headsets like the Oculus Go and I think it's Lenovo Mirage Solo. From that application, you can also preview your stuff in VR, and then if you want to share it, you click that Publish button, and then that would be shareable. There's a gallery site, so if you go to Styly.cc, not Styly.com, Styly.cc, there would also be a gallery section there, or gallery.styly.cc, and that's where all the published works are there, and you'll be able to access your work and everyone else's as well. You can take pictures within VR, and that can also go to that gallery site, so you have sort of a photo album of all your photos from within your VR scene. So the Styling Gallery is actually a pretty cool thing. Like, we've been focusing on this creation aspects a bunch of it so far, but now there's this Styling Gallery, which the hope is to make it something like a kind of Instagram, social network type thing of VR. So there's one part of it where, like with Instagram, you take the pictures on your phone, you do the filters, you upload it, you share it. On the gallery right now, we have all of the people's content that they easily created in Styly, but there currently aren't like buttons or comments or friends or anything like that. But in the future, I imagine we will have these things there so you can like other people's VR scenes, comment on them, you can make friends with them, you can form groups, do all these things. But right now, we're still a pretty small team in Japan. There's 12 of us, and we're been creating this creation tool. It's still in beta. So also, if you see some problems or you want something else out of it, we're happy to. We want this feedback. Just kind of bonus things I just put in here at the end. Some weird things we're doing. One thing we're focusing on music, art, and fashion. So with the music, sometimes we're scanning the 3D, scanning the musicians in Japan and putting them into the VR, and the fans will use those 3D assets of the musicians and create VR music video type things. So all these weird pictures in here are things created with our tool. Yeah. And then with fashion, it's less about copying, we're focusing less on copying the real world and putting it into VR as some sort of e-commerce type thing or productivity tool or something. It's more about bringing the imagination out. So, but we still live in a real world, so we need to combine the two. So with Styling, you create this sort of bizarre, magical land, and then you put the fashion in there, so you could, instead of going shopping at the store, you can go shopping in outer space or something. So you kind of change the shopping experience. And there's a lot of 2D, 3D artists already, or people making video games, getting these people into VR and putting that beautiful work into VR so they can experience it in a new way and they can share it with their fans in a new way. Yeah. Skip that part. Okay, virtual YouTuber thing is basically with the same 3D scanner we have, we're scanning different people, and so you can enter these avatars of yourself or someone else and enter and control that avatar in your styling scene. Kind of make YouTube videos like, hey, I'm in my little jungle I made, how's it going? And you're making these videos, you're recording these videos inside the VR. Yeah, getting out there. So the point is, I want everyone, the more people who can unleash and share their imaginations, the more magical this world will be, the more empowering it will be, where it'll be like, okay, I don't have to just visit other people's creations, I can visit my own. And I can share that with with other people, so it'll build a little bit more intimacy and understanding with the world is the goal. Another thing I want to announce is we have a contest going on right now until the end of July. July 31st is the end. Basically, whoever makes the best styling scene from now until the end of July gets $20,000 cash, and it sounds like some kind of sweepstakes or something. It's too much money, but I think a headset would be sufficient. But yeah, you get $20,000, and then the name of the contest is New View. I have some flyers on the table there as well, and the other prizes would be second, third, fourth place. They each get $5,000. Alienware is giving away a computer. There's some stuff like that. And the idea is, yeah, just to create something a little bit more magical, bizarre, weird, and bringing something new to the world of art, music, fashion, and culture. That's basically the guidelines. Basically, you create an account here, you start making something, you make something cool, I like it, I think I can win something, and then you apply to the contest on the contest page. On here, you can find the contest from here as well, so don't forget, if you forget something, don't worry, or email me something, like these guys. Here's my contact, just in case you want the presentation, or you have some question, or you want to get in touch with other people in the company, the more technical people, or whatever. So there's that. The Styling user group is also a good place to go if you have technical questions, as the CEO and all the technical people are answering those pretty regularly. And then the manual to the site to help you out. This is just for those people who are interested in trying it out and making something. Because you'll leave today and think, oh, I think maybe I'll try the contest. Maybe I'll try to make some VR world, but I don't know how. And it's fairly intuitive, but you might have some questions, so I want to provide a little bit extra resources for those of you who are interested. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Is that good?
So we usually go to a Q&A kind of portion of the night. We are running extremely long because we have so much to show you guys. So if you do have questions for our speakers, they're going to be here throughout the evening. Feel free to approach them. But yeah, so we're going to wrap up here and allow you guys to enjoy some of the games that we have here tonight. Just a few more words though on some of our upcoming events. I'll go through this really quickly so I'm sure you guys want to play and kind of talk to the speakers and whatnot. So every month we do a pub crawl. And like the meetups, our goal is to bring people together. But our pub crawl is different in that you get to really know the people that are at the events. Because when you're breaking bread with somebody, you're having a beer, you get to know about their families, their kids, the projects they're working on. I have a personal belief that business is done over beers. So our pub crawl happens every month. It helps us raise money so we can keep on putting on awesome events. For you, every dollar that we raise goes right back into the community. So come out. It's every second Thursday. So next Thursday, we're going to be out there crawling the town and connecting. So major announcement. Indie Galactic Space Jam is right around the corner. In September, the largest game jam in the Southeast occurs. It's our collaboration with the space industry to put on a awesome show. But Kunal, you have 1 minute to tell them how awesome Indie Galactic Space Jam is. So give them a round of applause.
Thanks, Bobby. I've only got 1 minute. So Indie Galactic Space Jam is coming back. We're going to have the 2018 edition, and it's year number 5. So this shirt that I'm wearing is from the first Space Jam. It survived the wash through all these years because it's made out of space-age materials. And so the next Space Jam is going to start from September 6th through the 9th. And tickets go on sale tonight. So if you go to indiegalacticspacejam.com, you'll see that early bird tickets are up. Tickets are normally $50. Their early bird is $40. And tonight, I'm unveiling a code that I'm going to tell all of you. If you use this code, you're going to get even more of a discount. So the code is SpaceBird. So if you go to indiegalacticspacejam.com and register for tickets and use the code SpaceBird, you're going to get an additional $10 off. So for $30, you get into this game jam. And it's extremely important for you to participate because this is an opportunity to work with your peers. You work on a game or some kind of experience. It could be VR, AR, it could be a tablet-based game, but it's going to involve some kind of space science. And you're going to work with advisors and maybe even people on your team from NASA, SpaceX, Blue Origin. This is really our chance to work with another industry. So indiegalacticspacejam.com. The code word is SpaceBird. Register for a ticket. It's basically a discount that you want to take advantage of. Participate throughout the entire weekend. Food and drinks are included. All right, thanks guys. And then come find me if you have any questions.
Definitely more than 1 minute, but we'll let it slide this time. Come on. So one more announcement from one more of our board members. Chad's got some awesome announcements about things that we're doing this year because August starts our event season, so we're back at it. Chad, take it away.
Sweet, only got a minute, so I'm going to talk really fast. No, what we're going to do is next month starts beginning of our next year. So the board works hard on our off-season, ending this past April if you went to our 5-year anniversary. So we're starting our 6th year, and next month's meetup, we're going to be announcing all of the events and schedules and marketing and stuff like that. We're going to have new shirts starting the new season. So I strongly recommend Patreon is getting an overhaul. It's going to be simplified and provide more value going into the next year's season. So definitely check around that beginning of next month. So, 5 minutes.
Big thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon and anybody who's ever volunteered or helped out in any way, because that allows us to really keep facilitating awesome events and bringing people together, which is what creates community. And community is serendipity. You meet somebody you never met before, and then you become great friends, and now all of a sudden you start a company together, you launch your first game, and now your game is being played by millions and millions of people. That's because of community. That's because of the people that you met at an Indienomicon meeting. So, guys, that's it. That's all we got for you tonight. Go have some fun. Go make some friends. Go start companies. Go make games. All right. Thank you very much.
Keep it up.